Just comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Coach Neal, I know you got to feel good about that bounce-back win right there.
I hope people are watching, and I hope people are listening now. I know it's not as late as it is here, but yeah, it was good. You know, I'm just happy for our kids, and they really battled and did some great things, and really just happy for them. They you know, persevered and won, and we still got better. But, you know, we did some good things.
I think the obvious thing, and we'll talk about it, obviously Jordan Goodman, Deshaun Delaney, but I'm guessing that you feel maybe best about your defense tonight. It looked like you just kept George Mason, you know, they didn't shoot the ball well, they turned the ball over a lot. You feel like you guys had a lot to do with that?
Well, I think our guys bought into the film session that I showed them today. And, you know, I talked to you about it, and, you know, you have a 4-point game, 6 possessions under 8 minutes against Boston College, who almost gets West Virginia, kind of ran out of gas because of their hard game against us. But, you know, we made 3 or 4 little breakdowns where we didn't make them make the extra pass in a late shot clock that, you know, a young team's got to figure out. Our veteran team of the last 2 years would have, you know, made them make the extra pass, but our young guys don't understand that yet. So we had a really good film session today, and I just told them what I expect out of them. They were really in tune on what was going on, and it worked out really well. I thought they were really in tune to what was going on with jumping to the ball and their hands and just playing aggressively. I was really proud. I thought they played aggressively.
I like how you say that. It's a good segue into talking about Jordan Goodman and Deshaun Delaney. Obviously, you needed them to be aggressive, but they did it within themselves tonight. They didn't try and do things that were uncharacteristic for them.
Right.
And they both ended up having great games.
Yeah, and that's what we've been telling Deshaun all along, and I just finally talked to him today. I said, Deshaun, if we run something and you have a shot and you're open, you can't hesitate. You can't pass up wide open shots. If you miss them, so be it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way you can give a kid confidence. I think that's the only way a kid can play. And, you know, I've never told a lot of our guys not to shoot. I've always been really, really supportive. I try to get everybody developed. I try to make them better people. I try to make them better players. But they can't pass up opportunities. And when they pass up opportunities, not only does it hurt them, it hurts our team. And I think they understood that. But really good film session today. Really good job of a quick turnaround with the scout, and you know, and we're learning. You know, we're gonna have bumps in the road. We got a long way to go, but you know, I like my team. I like coaching them. They're a lot of fun. You know, I got a lot of characters on it. We got 12 good kids, and you know, I got 3 back home, so that are gonna be able to play next year. But you know, today was a good victory for us.
It's interesting to hear you say that, talking about this team learning, because just watching you in the walkthrough today, you really had the approach of a teacher. I mean, you were just kind of patient and just teaching. You weren't barking at them.
A lot better than last year, right? A lot better than last year. I had a wild Mustang in those walkthroughs last year with Kendall, so I had to snap them back in once in a while. No, but that's what we are. At the end of the day, we're teachers. And, you know, you were in it for a long time, where at the end of the day, if we get too full of ourselves and we stop teaching kids about life, about, you know, how to react with people and interact with society, you know, it's not what we're in it for. I'm in it to be a teacher, and I try to take my time with this team. It's a little different. So, you know, I thought we did a really good job. After, you know, if that would have happened a year ago, you know, I might have reacted a little different, but I understand that we're going to have peaks and valleys, and I got a young group that wants to learn, and I can mold them and help them, and, you know, just very proud of them. But, yeah, I was teaching a lot today, just so I want them to know the importance of certain situations.
One guy you got to do a lot of teaching with, just because this level is new to him, but he's obviously a great talent, is Jordan Goodman.
Right.
In some ways, the breakout game for him, 19 minutes, which is probably a little bit more than you wanted to play him, but he was feeling it. You got to keep him on the floor when he's feeling that way, don't you?
Yeah, and I've always known he's been a super talent, but I told him when I recruited him, he could have went to anywhere in the country. I mean, he had a lot of schools recruiting him, all the big name schools, but I just told him, if you want me to help you become a man, I'll help you become a man. I'll teach you how to become a man. But that's doing all the little things. That's being responsible. That's having discipline. That's being on time. That's being a good teammate. He's done all that. He's done everything I've asked him to do. But the injury thing and how to rehab and how to get through pain and, you know, not giving in to, well, I don't feel like doing it today because it hurts. Well, it's going to hurt, but he's learned, just like Dede did last year. Dede trusted me. He understood what I was doing with him because I didn't want to put him out there and make him look bad. And then I waited, and then when I felt it was right, I did it. It was the Marquette game last year, and this year with Jordan, I just kind of waited him back, and I wouldn't let him dress. I wouldn't let him do some things. And then when I gave him opportunity, when he had the practices in, I thought he was ready to go. I put a uniform on him, and then I brought him along. But tonight, I knew we could get a lot of good things out of him. And to be honest, George Mason's in kind of where it's his little area. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's funny how you can read into kids and play a psychology game with them. But I knew because, people didn't realize Thompson was a teammate of his at Markham. Mm-hmm. So all this little stuff plays into it. I knew I could ride him a little bit. I knew we'd get great effort from him, even though he was dead a couple times because I had to get him out.
A guy who didn't have huge numbers tonight, but really played his role is Sam Logwood, doing some little things for you that made a big difference. What is his role kind of going forward? What do you like about Sam?
I think he can really defend. I think he's got a great body. It was good for him. He was teasing me before the game started as he's shooting 12% from the field, and I couldn't believe he was shooting 12, and then we were goofing around with it, but I was glad he was just able to go 2 for 4 tonight. So he's going to be a really good, terrific player for us. He's really improved his shot from when he got here. I don't think he's near. I didn't think he could shoot at all when he first got here, but then he's worked on his shot. He can make open shots, and he can really drive the ball. He's got to keep his head up so he can finish around the rim because he's such a great athlete. He can play through contact, but he's going to have a great career here, and I'm glad we have him. I really like our 2 freshman guards.
That's great. Well, all right, you got 1 day now of rest. How do you use tomorrow as you get ready for Texas A&M?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we'll get back late tonight and get them something to eat. We'll get up around 10:30. Get some breakfast in them, and then we'll go to the gym. We're going to shoot some free throws. We're going to walk through some plays that, with all these new guys, we can't have any breakdowns with plays, and then we'll walk through what Texas A&M is going to do, and then I'll give them some free time because it's a day off. We'll take them to dinner, and then we'll do our film at 9, and that's going to be it. So they got to realize, and I told them in the locker room, I said, guys, you play at 3, you got a shot at Texas A&M. They won't come play us. It's hard to get games like that, and I really respect what Coach does over there, and I love their program. They got a great program, but we need to take advantage of games like this, and I think they got a heck of a team, and they're going to have some guys that are coming in that just got cleared, so it's going to be a great challenge for us. That it's a good opportunity, considering we lost our first game, and we got to take advantage of that, and I think our guys will understand that. But it'll be good for us to get a little bit of a break tomorrow.
Yeah, hard to get teams like Texas A&M to come play in the pit, so you got to play them on a neutral court.
Yeah, we haven't really had great discussions with them, but that we got a good relationship with those guys. We really respect their program, but it's hard to get teams to come and play us at our place. But this is why we play in these. You get great ESPN coverage. You get kids to have a great experience in Puerto Rico that maybe never had the chance, and that's part of being a student athlete. Our guys were doing study hall on Wednesday and taking care of studies, but there's also other things to life than the game, and sometimes wins and losses they hurt, and they're great, but sometimes that's not what it's all about.
Well, great win tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Thanks for spending time with us.
It's always good to see you, my man. Take care.
Thanks, Coach. Those are the coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. About 400,000